Um, I'm sorry, I apologize. Haja deja gata, and I don't know what happened. It might be something has to do with connection, but I'm gonna go ahead and wait for you to come back in because there's a lot of brothers. Deri amal comment, وما قدروا لأن بتاع قطع فجأة كده يعني. So, أنا متأسف يعني. So let's go ahead and. Thank you, Wilma. سكن في بلادي أريح سكن. just دقيقتين تاني ونبدأ طوالي. Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Welcome, Wilma, Majok, Deng, and Wangalwak. Edward, I see you. You came back, brother. Connection, I'm gonna miss you. Yeah, I'll bring you in. باحترام قول سلام قول سلام سلام يا طير قبل ما تشرب تمر على بيت صغير بالله يا طير قبل ما تشرب تمر على بيت صغير بالله يا طير قبل ما تشرب تمر على بيت صغير somebody call me and disrupt everything. Ooh, Zaydeha. Ooh, Zaydeha. وانظر إليها وفاي إليها وحب الأكيد. Okay, brothers and sisters, Malaysia الحصل ده في disruption كان حصل. So some phone calls came in and بوظ كل حاجة. So I'm gonna go ahead. Brother Garwich, I saw you. You requested but disappeared. Can you do that again, please? So I can bring you right away. Can you do that, please? I hope everybody is hearing me clear now. Can you request me again? You do that, please, really quick. So disruption with our telephone, got irsal. So we are back. So go ahead and request, Brother Galwak. Let me see here. Edward, go ahead and request. Can you go ahead and request, please, Edward? So the first one took long time. Okay, let me go ahead and see that. Okay, I'm calling you right now. Hello? Do you hear me, Brother Otto? Hello? Nana ma shafin surtak, ma sami sot? I don't know what is the deal. That's something weird. Yeah, but the guest, you know, I couldn't hear him at all, so I don't know what the problem exactly. So we can't bring them on the camera. It's not available. Okay. Go ahead and answer that, brother. We are talking about the issue of South Sudanese, so the American politics on the side today. I'm calling you Bull. I'm sorry, it was long list. Okay, I don't know, for some reason. Is your camera on? Let me try it again. Approve. So I'm calling you right now, Bull. Okay.
Library.
So you are in here.
Okay. One moment. Okay.
No problem.
Yes. Let me ask them so that they give me a private room. Hey, do you mind opening
Okay.
me that private room so I can speak? Yes, thank you. On the phone. Okay, very good. Enter in
Okay,
public
I'm gonna go
library.
ahead, Jaldong later.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, brother
So, do you
Bull,
mind about?
are you settled or not
Yes,
yet?
ma'am. I
Are
am
you
about
settled?
to settle now. One moment.
Okay,
Yes, yes, I'm settled. The room is open for me. I am in a very special place here.
good.
So, Brother Jongkor, Mayol,
Mayol,
salam.
hello.
Mayol.
Okay,
Hi.
go ahead.
Mr.
Go ahead,
Moderator,
brother.
thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much for the invitation.
Mm-hmm.
You are doing a wonderful work.
Thank you.
I was interested in putting my 50 cents into this
Mm-hmm.
topic. And you see, I wrote it down there that it is a regionalism on a positive note when I read about your title, which is very good. And I said in my statement that uh, we don't, yes, I say in my statement that I think we have learned in a hard way, all South Sudanese.
Mm-hmm.
We've learned in a hard way how we look at the future and the past. I hope what we have learned can prepare us to do good things in the future. Leader is important. A leader
Of
can
course.
change the country. One person can change the country. Like what you're doing right now is making a positive change. And I encourage you to continue doing that for the sake of our people back home and for our own
Mm-hmm.
sake here, because we did not come here to stay forever. But we are
Of
here
course.
because we left our country because of the war.
Mm-hmm.
None of us dream one day that they will come to a foreign country or in diaspora or in America. Home is always home.
Mm-hmm.
So I would encourage those who are making advocacy for a change, in a positive way, to
Mm-hmm.
continue contributing. Even if there are people who are intimidating people in one way or the other, let them not give up. For me, the issue of South Sudan, there are key words that I want to mention. Number one,
Go ahead,
all
John.
of the leaders, our leaders,
Yes.
all of them, they did a mistake. Uh, all of them, they did a mistake. The four SPLM, the IG, the IO, the G10, the DC, all of
Yes.
them have made a grave mistake for our country. They miscalculated. They miscalculated. They did not set a good foundation, because beginning is always good, and if you start on a wrong foot, you will end up in a wrong foot, or you will struggle. So they have put our
Yes.
country back for like 30 years now of trying to recover, because the mess that has been made, Mayol, is going to take like another 30 years for it to be fixed, even if we elect a new president today. What we want to focus a lot, if a company is not profiting, people always focus, people evaluate. A review is done to a company, and they can see if
Yes.
the employees are not doing well, or
They're
if
not producing.
the plan for the company are not doing well, or the CEO or the board of directors.
Yes.
And we have seen the board of directors are not doing, in case of South Sudan, the board of directors did not do well. Also, the CEO did not do well, did not manage it well. And the board of directors are the one who made a constitution. One of our brothers mentioned before, there is a constitution. South Sudan has a constitution in favor. That constitution, people don't want to implement it. And they have been running all around, stealing the money. They have been running all around, wrangling over the seats, and they left the country suffering. So what I want to recommend for South Sudanese in the future, whether a great Upper Nile, Bahr el Ghazal, or Equatoria, let them not bring us.
Go ahead.
Our country. Let them not bring us someone who is going to divide our country, tribe against tribe, community against community, individual against individual, in order to maintain power. Enough is enough. And we have seen that in the making. They have been doing that, and that's what brought our country down. For all of the SPLM. SPLM as a party has not failed. It's a very good party that brought us independence. But the people managing the SPLM did not set a very good plan and instruction for our country. For example, they did not create a right way for whoever will come to the SPLM or whoever was in the SPLM, how they will work, how they will operate. They just focus on the money. They focus on power. And you know a wrong thing. Our people have been doing, South Sudanese, Jongkor, Mayol, you know, all of us, in one way or the other, are good or may have some shortcoming. But the idea of creating a constitution for one person against one person can be a problem. They created a constitution. The constitution was created to block Riek Machar.
Of course.
And because of, and they gave the president powers. The G10, the people in G10, you know, John Luke was in G10. It was one of the G10. Plus those Lama, Pagana Mom, and all the G10 anyway. They created a constitution that is against particular one person. And that person was Dr. Riek Machar. Because, you know, when Dr. John died, President Kiir, as the second man in the hierarchy, took over. So they know Dr. Riek is the second man in the hierarchy. In case something happened to to President Kiir, then they want to create another way that Dr. Riek Machar does not take over. Block him out. But they blocked themselves out. You know, they gave all the powers to the president. Even everything that President Kiir did, like dissolving the ministry, the cabinet, was a right. It was the powers of the president. He used all. They think that President Kiir is not educated enough. They think that President Kiir is not smart, and they did all of this against themselves in the name of. Very soon they will take over. One of them will take over, and that's what they were trying. So President Kiir is a smart person too. Being smart, you don't have to go to school anyway. You know Bill Gates. You know Steve Jobs. Yeah. These people were not graduate from colleges. They were high school dropout, and they changed the world in business. So you know that's what happened. So you don't have. I will not be one of the people who will say President Kiir is not smart. He's very smart. He defeated all the PhD holders. He knows politically.
Actually, he knows what he's doing.
Yes, he knows what he's doing. So for that reason, I want to say, South Sudanese, in the future, don't destroy your country because you don't like Jongkor Mayol, or you don't like Bulagwer, or you don't like President Kiir. Just create something that can be done. What In a Dinka, they said, Kukorbi aloy, Ekabi aloy, Kukichibi aloy, Echi korbi aloy, so Kichigaloy, Ekichi korbi aloy. And that I already explained that in English for our viewers. So they put themselves in a hole. And there is a saying in Arabic, بتاعي المكسر بقولوا الحفر الحفرة لحكي أيقع فيه.
That's right. You got it.
Yes. So they did that, and President Kiir did what he knows, and that's where we are now. I want to remind our viewers too, when the peace agreement was signed, Dr. John Garang was given 10 years, 2 terms. So President Kiir would have worked hard for the last 12 years or 8 years to fix and put our country on the path of development, security, and make our country like Bahrain, make our country like any other developed countries. America is not the richest country in the world. There are small countries that are very rich. They are either in Europe or they are in Asia, Middle East. So South Sudan would have not been an exception. So what I would recommend is that let's continue advocating for the change. Coming to the former chief of staff, because South Sudan
is essential about our topic today.
Yes. For me, all of them have fallen. And if someone have repented or they have learned in a hard way, let's not continue to chase them. As long as they join out in a positive change, it will be good. What I want to advise, I trust Madinga will. They don't like fight. They don't like violence. And they will not even want the fighting to come to their place. But if Malonga one has joined people who are advocating for change, I would like to advise you, also the son of Madinga, will not to run after. Because of yesterday, just let's forget about yesterday. What do we want is the important thing. If Malong has joined us in pushing for a positive change, then it's good, as long as it's not going to take power by military means. And we can give him a credit too for not creating a violence during that time. He listened to people. At this time, he is still within the reach, and I will not single him out. All of them made mistakes. So if you want change, then don't single out Malong if Malong is looking for that change. Work with Malong too. Don't single out Malong. Don't single out anybody. As long as they will push for election to happen in South Sudan or a peace to come back to South Sudan. It's not about Salva Kiir Mayardit anymore. And I see, all of our politicians, did they send us money? Only few bought their house from their relative who gave them job in Juba. I was the leader of the SPLM. That time I was the one almost clashing with people to protect the SPLM. When I went to Juba, did I get a position? But only the members who have their relative in the government, they got a job, and we know them in Utah. But what I did to the SPLM, if people are really awarded based on what they did, I would have been the first to get a job and do the referral for the people of Utah. Unfortunately, it's not that way. There's a lot of nepotism in South Sudan. So with that, if we have all learned together now, let's join, regardless of who we like or who we don't like. The mistake we don't want to make is to bring another leader that will fail our country, either in Barghazal or in Equatoria or in Upper Nile in the name of our son, to protect the leaders in the name of our relative or in the name of our... And you see, a duel like that, you will be criticized because your son is not doing well for the country. And then you will try to fight back, or I will try to fight back to defend my brother or my sister or my, but one thing I forget is that my mother or my father is the president of a nation. So one of the guys say that, you know, if people are criticizing your mother, remember those people have the right to say what they want to say because your mother or your father or your brother is the president of a nation. It has something that affects their life. So that is very important, that that statement is a key word for all South Sudanese, whether from all the 64 tribe. If we have someone that is having impact in our life, we will advise that person to continue doing their job or to make changes to what they are doing to make our life better. So what we are after as South Sudanese in diaspora is not instigating violence, but it is we want change. The leadership now in Juba has failed in a strongest term. And people continue to say that we want to protect them. We want to protect them. No. These are non-gunmen will shut down. Those people who calling themselves a non-gunmen, one day they will be running for their safety if we don't forgive them. So that's what I would say. And let's continue to advocate for a change for all of those people on the social media. Even the president of the United States was one of the presidents that have recognized Facebook or social media have brought him to the presidency. And he's a business person, successful business person. So for us, let's not take this conversation that we do on Facebook, as long as we don't insult people, we don't attack their community, we don't go to their personalities that they drink or all of this. Let's avoid all of those things because they antagonize people. And I know South Sudanese, even if the next president comes, he has to be very powerful, very strong leader. He has to be a very strong leader in order to make a positive change. You know, the president of Libya was a very good president. Each family of Libya had over $1 million. For 15 million people in South Sudan, each family can have $1 million based on our resources. But no one is sharing that national cake. And they say, protect us, let's protect our son. How can you protect the son of a will when they are not even making a positive change on your life? How can I protect a son of Jonglei when they are not even making a positive change in my life, in the life of our people? People are dying. Mayol people are dying in South Sudan all over of hunger, disease, and everything. And you see, the world is not fair. You can see a language happening all over the world now in Australia and the United States. Do you think we will have a very good place to stay here? We need our country to be a very good country. We will not be like people who do not have a country. Thank you, and keep up the good work. We need a better South Sudan. We need peace in South Sudan. That's the main goal.
Correct. And I really appreciate your, your perspective and, the advice and the courage and the words. Of course, we are here for a positive change. And this is what we have been saying. They have been singing a song that people in social media in the United States and other part of the world, they are the one instigating the violence. But actually we are not. Actually we are preventing, we are talking that, hey, stop the unknown gunmen, stop the corruption, stop, bringing fight to our people. That's what we are saying. In response to one you mentioned point about Malone, if Malone chose the side of the people of South Sudan, I will not have any problem with him at all. And that's what I was saying here. I was saying that if he's rebelling, he's making a rebellion just because he wanted to revenge, because Kir was his friend and Kir fired him and he did a lot of good things, he was a protector. That's what he has in his mind, to come and kill our people. No, we will not accept that. But if he realized now that the system that he was protecting and he was part of it is a bad thing, and if he come forward and apologize to the people of South Sudan, hey, I was wrong, I did wrong thing, but you know what? I'm retiring. I'm not even going to do this and I'm not going to do that because leave you alone. And then, yeah, that's part of positive change too. But if he is coming to create a fight among our population and our people are the one that's going to die, then that will not be acceptable. And that's why I had a really, really serious question today to intellectual, most intellectual from our area. Why are you supporting someone who is morally corrupted? Why are you supporting them? Because they have not changed their life, like you mentioned. They have not changed the life of people in northern Pakistan. There is no clean water. There is no hospital. There is no, basic necessity. Our people are crossing the border every single day, going to the north, so they can have life. They can have food. They can have milk. Okay? And yet you wanted to fight. You say that we have been humiliated. Who humiliated you? Is the person that had been fired. Okay? And if we really, really need a good change for our country, we should rise beyond our own interests, our own region, our own tribe. That's what we need to do. And stop, fighting for individuals who care only about themselves. That's what it is. And of course, I'm not an advocate for violence because I rejected the violence, in the strongest term. So thank you so much, Gulagwer, and it was good to have you today. And I apologize for what happened a little earlier. I would have brought you in, but got distracted. Somebody called from somewhere. So thank you. I know that you are at work now, but your contribution is really, really valuable. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much and have a wonderful new year.
You too. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead here and get this brother in because the thing was not working for him. And I hope now it will work then. Okay, Gerwich, now is your turn. I'm bringing you in to make your comment as well. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear now? Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you very well now. And I apologize, brother, for what happened, a little earlier.
No, it's okay. I know it was technical term. So, and I have to thank you for inviting me in. And I was in the studied, and then I was taking notes to all brothers who were contributing to all the core issues. Actually, even the topic was really specifically, maybe most of the contributors will be the people of our will, but
it's still touching the nation.
I like the point that you added on.
With the nation, yes.
And you added on, our will is a part of South Sudan. It doesn't matter any case happen, whether it's a county or it's anything, it is still a national issue.
Yes.
And even though the show have to do with even a former of chief of his staff who is a minister for federal government of South Sudan. So I will be very quick actually. What I can put in, like any contribution that all these brothers put in, brothers, the country is burning, country is falling apart, the country is so disintegrated, a lot of issues, and the fact that we have a form like the form that you have is the fact that we have to correct ourselves, and it's the fact that we have to tell the truth. And I believe if we did this thing 3 or 4 years back before the civil war erupted in the country, there should be a positive change, because our people, they will see that, they will see us how we're doing, how we're shelling them. But in the beginning, we were like not shelling anything. We see the country actually is going in a very wrong direction, and nobody want to say anything. In case of intellectuals, what I can go specifically in case of Malong and what happened in the will. I know many Awil people. I've been with Awil people a lot, and I know them. I have so many friends, and sometimes we have a discussion about all this. And I was also interested in Awil politics in the beginning, since Malong was a governor, because like I'm from the Unity State. The governing style that Malong was using, it was the same governing style that the former Governor Tabandengai was doing. And I was following all the names. I was following all the names. I was following the politics. I will very well. And I know all those politician names. I can put it this way, like the way you put it. You encourage people of Awil, let us not follow Malong right now. Malong will try now to create a war within his own faction, right? Because he's been kicked out. And for the fact that we have to encourage the peace. If you look at it, it's not a really bad point, because you don't want innocent people to be killed with somebody who even have no objective, who was in the government and doesn't change anything in the government. It's because it's outside now, and you try to act like you can do something for the people of our will. That's a very clear question. But what I could tell people is this. You know, a few years back, there was a quote. I think it was one of the American presidents. I think it was Ronald Reagan. He was saying that American, in this time of crisis, government is not a solution. Government was a problem. So if you look at South Sudan right now, even though it becomes like a society issues and people hate themselves and all this and that and mass and killing, if you look at the case specifically, you will find out that government is a problem in South Sudan. It's not the society. It is the government who is the problem. And by the way, I agree with some of the people who were saying that Kir is very smart. You know, Kir could be poor in the governing. Of course, he's very poor in the governing. But I find out that Kir is good how to tackle down his own political opponent. And we, the South Sudanese people, sometimes we overlook the system. I've been telling even my people, even my new people, I've been telling them that the fact that sometimes we overlook the system. If you're fighting system, in any system, whether it's a bad system, they can bring friends. They're using Visa card. They can even try to crash you down. And that's what happened now in South Sudan. Here is using different people. He can use shortly today for him to stay. And by the way, people forget that even Kir himself have some advisors, not the South Sudanese. He has like a next door advisors. Some of the president who've been hang out for power for a very long time.
Museveni, for example.
If you take the case of Museveni, Museveni is very close ally to President Kir. He's even the most advisors, right? So whatever Museveni try to advise President Kir in order to hang out in the power, he can over-smart everybody. But the thing now, like the topic you said today, brother, the thing now, people are really conscious, whether in your town, whether you are dry, whether in anything. Because we realize that now politicians are using community, politicians are using clan, politicians are using this when they are out of the politics, you know. And by the way, I support IO. I'm really clearly supporter of IO. In the beginning, even at that time, we used to blame what happened in Cuba in 2013. We always like telling Kir was making wrong because Kir was targeting the civilian. Yes, the crisis was a political crisis between him and all the SPLA country. The politician was colliding themselves, and then after that, it turned into violence, and then the violence, and then President Kir, instead to protect the citizen and later on go after his own opponent, President Kir taking us into a tribal war. If you do it like the way so many Sudanese used to do it, I mean, like when the Sudanese were struggling with their own leadership from independent until the president, it could be fine. But after that, it becomes so much trouble. But the thing is this: in any state, any country, there's only two things you will see. In any system, in any governing system, you look two things. Now, the two things is there's a national identity and there's a tribal identity. So whenever you are in a good governing system, as a good leader, you have to push the national identity more stronger, and then the tribalism will go down. And that's the reason you will create urban area, you create the urban town, you create a good governing system. And then the more you push tribalism down, the more you put more national identity down. So now in South Sudan, particularly, the case that we are into, if you try to compare the two, you will find that the national identity is really low. The tribal attachment is very, 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 very strong. And even these leaders, they become out of hand. They don't even come with ideas. They stuck to that. And now, even in the beginning, in the system, the Juba system before, when they pushed Dr. Riek out, like many previous speakers put it really well, the constitution in the beginning was actually made against one man, with Dr. Riek.
Like what the previous speaker said.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy that so many Sudanese right now come to realize that, because in the beginning we don't say this at all. In the beginning, we are not saying this, And now we realize that it was a most mistake that even those called G10 or the SPLM quadrant who were in the power do that. Like one of my brothers who said early, very clear. He said that, I was almost laughing when he said it. He said, make this constitution against the one man. But this guy, they didn't know that they locked themselves out from the system. If I hope all these SPLM leaders, they should be smart as ANC of South Africa in the beginning, but it find out that they were not very smart. If they use the platform in the beginning, like the way ANC in South Africa used, all of them could be leading South Sudan, and they will give themselves a chance from one another. But after that, they were not knowing what they do at all. And then to come to the point of Malung, I know Malung right now. Malung did a very, very, very worst governing in the Northern Barghazal. And then after that, when he became the chief of his staff, it was a Malung who took that war into a very worst level. Because Malung used it, take it very serious. He was like, oh, I have to cry this rebellion. And he was saying that even July 9, it was a Malung and Tavan who were killing that even the peace, you know. It was them, it was their plan. But now when he's out, he didn't know that President Kiir can use whatever means. Now he's out of the system, and now you're calling Midawil or the old Awil kid to say, okay, now let us rebel. Now the system is bad because I'm out. Well, all of us, like me, as a rebel, right? If Malong rebel, and we always advocated for peace. Nobody will say like let the country be in war for a very, very, very long time. You wouldn't be saying like that. All of us will suffering. Even we in the diaspora, we really suffering. We need peace. But when we learn that the peace, how the question is like we always ask, how the peace is going to come? The problem is like there's a group of gang, a political gang, who just hang on in the system and they don't even want the system to be changed. They want to hang there. And then they bring in a different way of killing the people, and people are suffering. And they unite. And now the world also are trying to come in and take over the country in other directions. So my point is this: for Malong, right? For Malong to, but I know I read early today the President Kiir sent a team of guys. We have to go and convene him. Sometimes I say the team of Concord guys, because like you think sometimes you have to be a Concord. There's a Concord delegation went to Nairobi. Concord delegation went to Nairobi, but I don't know if they're going to succeed because like the Concord delegation, the same Concord delegation that was brought in Malong from when you go to leave to Awil and they brought him back to Juba. And this is not the second time to Concord team. And the worst part is this too. That's what I say, like the country is not fully united. There's no identity of the nation. And now the identity is based on tribe and based on the clan identity. Even that Concord team, the agenda of Malong, it should not supposed to be a Dinka agenda. That you just send the elder of Dinka in order to convene him. If you want, you can send the government delegation and compose of different tribes to look at that point. But I know it's okay. Maybe the president wants to solve it in a basic level, like a Dinka level. But what we know, brothers, even though Malong convened today and go back to Juba, right? The problem that burning our people will never be solved unless President Kiir accept a peaceful mean of agreeing to the facts, or accept President Kiir is stepped down, or accept all this gang. Even now, it became even more worse. Even now, the war that's going on now in Africa right now is not even a President Kiir war anymore. It became now Taban, the vice president, now try to take it over again, the war. It look like the warlord, you get tired.
Huh? Yeah, go ahead.
Taban now we have energy. It's just come from the bush fighting the government yesterday, and now we have another lot of energy. You say, oh, I'm going to cry this rebellion down. And now you're pushing for another war, right? And then President Kiir is still telling them, okay, go ahead. If you can crush all this news, and then go ahead. But the peace This is not the way the peace will come in the country. The problem in the beginning, we don't have a constitution. We don't have even the constitution that we have is not a permanent. Most of it as a conditional constitution. We didn't even write a permanent constitution in the country. We have a conditional because the constitution that we have is a constitution that were wrote based on when before referendum. Some of it are very conditional to the Arab before. We said like we put this conditionally because like in case the Arab try to kill this piece, this is how we're going to use it. But after that, we never have a chance to write our own constitution, leave alone the SPLM political form. And now, whenever you try to rise up your head above President Kiir, you will be out of the system. Yes, your topics of saying that Yajama, even if the Kirma you are pushed out of the topics, don't just go and kill people. Don't just say, oh, we've been humiliated. It's not individual. It's not the case of our will itself. It's a case of the bad governing that happened in Cuba. It's a case of bad governing that happened in Cuba. The question asked the South Sudanese, if that governing is killing us and dividing us into a very tribal and clanism, how are we going to get rid of that system? Yes, some people may say like, oh, let us wait for election. I see some of the comments say, let us wait for election. Election by whom? To whom? President Kiir himself go for his own election? Is the President Kiir will have to go to Upper Nile if there's a campaign that will be going on in the Upper Nile? Would the President Kiir will go to Shuluk area right now, say that, oh, like I'm running for president, would you go there? No. The thing is, what we have to push is a peace. We have to have a peaceful means of changing the system. We have to have a peace, and then after that we have an election. Because the environment will be okay. If somebody can travel, maybe a guy from Iowa can travel up to the Awilo or to the other area, compete for their own political agenda. And then that doesn't mean the election. Yeah. But some people now say, oh, don't rebel. President Kiir will have election. Kiir will have election to himself.
That's the question.
It's not
that's the question, Brother Garwij.
It's not going to work.
And that's
the advocacy.
Yeah, and that's where I disagree here with a lot of people, because how are you going to have an election and then there is a war in the country? First of all the stakeholders, all the opposition, the government, anyone that have problem, they need to sit around table and diagnose the issue first. After you diagnose the issue, okay, we have to agree how South Sudan should be governed, but not who is going to govern South Sudan. If we agree in Constitution Conference, and then after Constitution Conference, gonna lay down, and even though do the national census, so we can know exactly what is the population of South Sudan and do the districts based on the population, because representation is going to be in the parliament based on population, of course, you know, and that's how things should. So peace must take place first, and then after that, go through all this. But if you say that, oh, we're going to sit down and wait until Mr. X say, okay, it's enough for me now. Well, Mr. X is not going to say now it's enough for me now, because he already made it clear when he went to Kwajok, not 3 years ago, and said that SPLA can govern this country for 100 years. So what he meant actually is not that SPLM can govern this one country for 100 years. He can stay in power as long as he's alive until he died. So that's what our people, need to understand. And to add the point too, with my topic, what I'm saying today, our intellectual, they know what happening is wrong, but they are keep watching. And sometimes, they hide behind closed doors and say, they keep calling in secret, and in private and say, you know what, you good, I'm going to go talk good about you. So they need that's a small portion. So he can be hired tomorrow to be a county mayor or a county commission or a governor, At the same time, actually, the guy is capable. If there is transparency in the country, he can run for a public office and he will get it. This is your chair. South Sudan belong to all of us. It's not belong to Kiir, not belong to, those people. Good. That's why I keep talking here, all the intellectuals. They need to realize that, okay, the tribal politics is not going to take you anywhere. The regional politics is not going to take you anywhere. Like you pointed out, brother, the national identity of the country. That's the only thing that will get us out of this mess. That's the only thing and they have to speak up. But we have been called at the past that bullshit because we've seen wrong thing and we fall through, oh, it's our son, Manda, whatever, we have been humiliated. So when Malone got fired, why do we have to say that we have been humiliated? And now you want to instigate another violence, and people are saying, oh, well, this is going to happen. And some people are denying. What does that make? You know, we have to wake up from all this deep sleeping. And this is actually what we are trying to do, you know. So make your thought, brother, really
That's
quick.
true, brother.
I have some more requested also.
Okay, I have to add it up. Like what you say, brother. Like for me, God, which I used to tell so many friends, you know, when I talk to friends, I'm a very open person. Even if I see a group of friends, maybe from Dinka community, I will join them. And I always tell them, look, a society from the one nation, right? You have to be open, right? You don't have to hide things, right? You have to discuss it intellectually as well as in civil, right? And I used to tell friends, because when people say that, okay, Yaganwich, how are we going to end that conflict in the country? How are we going to end that civil war? It's actually a good question. The only way to end that civil war is the fact that we have to put the fact on the table. We have to put the fact on the table. This guy make wrong thing. Zola amul haja kap, Zola amul haja kida. And then if we cannot say that, and then that country will not be belong to us at all. So my point is this. Even some of the people is still advocating today, even in the system in Juba, they say, okay, let us lock Young Machar out. Let Dr. Young should be out of the country, and then that will be the solution of the conflict of South Sudan. No, Dr. Machar have forces. You have armed forces. You have like running all a big organization with all commanders and political bureau, right? So if we need a genuine peace in the country, and we need everybody to be in, it doesn't matter from which one, even those of G10 who fail anyway, because the G10, they brought all these messes sometimes, is their mess. Even now they're out of the system, even though they were liberators, because now those who remain with President Kiir are sometimes elders, and some of them are people who come from Khartoum. They hijacked it, they become with President Kiir, they freed them out anyway, because they have no agenda. They were just enjoying having hotel, having companies and all this. After that, politically, they get pushed out. So my point is this, we become, all these forms that we've been talking into, like we create all these forms, they are actually a very, 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 very good form that we can push the peace in the country. Let us advocate for the peace to come in the country in a very good manner, right? Like what you step today, you're telling children of our will that let us not join another front of war, you know, let us just use another approach, let's see. But also it's very hard to take what you say into, even some of the people, they will take it real hard, because the question will be at the end of the day, and then what we're going to do with the Kirmayar anyway? If you let them alone not to take our arm, how the Kirmayar are going to get out from the system? And then all these things happen from the Kirmayar in the beginning. It's the same dilemma, the IO, even the IO today, they have the same dilemma too. Some of the people always say, let us go for peace. And some of the people will say, well, the same guy who kicked us out in the country is the same guy who is now sitting president. So how are we going to do that? It's become a moral dilemma to everybody. Like what you say already, it become a very huge moral dilemma. Because President Kiir, guide for J1 Bitam, and J1 Bitam will call his into he doesn't even go to Rumbek.
No.
Rumbek have their own civil war.
Yeah.
If you take the case of Rumbek, they have their own civil war. They don't even worry about whether the war of IO, the war of... This guy doesn't even go there. And this is, sometimes when you take it as a Dinka issue, you see, sometimes you feel yourself, this president, they have their own civil war, right? And then he never go in there and even addressing these issues, right? Leave alone about the other tribe. If you put the other tribe as his own bitter enemy, what about his own Dinka killing themselves, including his estate? You bring the case of Agwok and Apuk. You bring the case of Agwok and Apuk. People die with numbers. To be honest with you, I've been following this. People die with a big number, and then the president is just a sitting president, sitting in his chair in his comfortable J1. Even when the IO went there, even we try to rock the J1, he's still sitting there and be comfortable, but doesn't change anything in the country. That's a big thing. That's why sometimes Malung, you may see Malung sometimes because you want to be in system too, and you already kicked out. You want to be in, but I know you are advocacy. You say like, well, we don't want you guys. We don't want you to use us or to use the people of our will again. So, what I say, brother, so I will give other people a chance, is the fact that those who are running the show in Juba are all criminals. Of course, they are all criminals. But the thing is, even if we give them a chance, and I like your advocacy, if we give them a chance, because some of them are clueless, they don't even have ideology. They use politics based on emotional. They don't even have a political professors that will tell them exactly what to do. They use emotional. Yani characteristic bitabalet tayumdak bugolo inta. If you make me something, I will show you. This is what they say, but it's not a politics. You know, this is actually their mind. Most of them, their mind, including that guy called Tabandan guy, is just like they use emotional. I have to show this guy. I have to show him. That's not a politics. You say I have to show him by killing the citizen, by massacring the citizen. At the end of the day, they don't know that the UN are looking after them. The world is looking after them. They don't even know the world is looking after them. And I believe not only the world, the God also looking after them. If you're killing people because you want to benefit, you want to create company for your kid. And yesterday, one of the show that was one of Sweden's show. One lady say, now all the kid of all these politicians, they thought they took their kid out of the country and they investing money on them. Now these kids, single one of them, they don't even go to university. They just become a drug addict. Thank God for this. God looking after that. You make the money because you want your kid to be in a comfortable life, and you're using the innocent kid for your war. You're not using objective. I believe if the same God in South Sudan will look after you, your kid, you will never succeed.
Right.
So I really appreciate your show. And actually, let us push forward. Let us push for the peace in the country. Nobody wants violence. Of course, there, right? Even here we're suffering a lot. Nobody wants violence to be there. But the problem is we have a president. God gave finances with a president who doesn't do nothing. He's good. He's good in killing his own opponent. He's good in pushing his opponent out. He's really good on that. And we recognize that. I recognize he's smart. You know how to play this politics well, killing his own opponent. But he's really bad on governing the country. Now the country is collapsed. The money become useless. And now everybody become against everyone. So let us use the diaspora form so we can push good governing in the country. We can push peace. A peace will come to the country, and we see if our country will come to normal, and everything will live as a normal. So
thank you. And
then I appreciate for giving me a chance, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Garvich. Thank you. Of course, we need transparency. We need peace to be negotiated, because when we have peace and then we have a system, and then all this good stuff will follow. But we cannot talk about the election now without even having peace in the country, without even having a national census in the country. So these are very crucial things. Thank you so much, Brother Garwich. It was really good, to give your perspective as well. So I'm gonna go ahead here and see this brother who already requested me. I believe there are two of them. I do see Jotap Otau requested, and then Bol. So what I'm gonna do, Bol, I'm gonna go with Otau first, and then I'm gonna go with you. Please, I want you to be brief so we can continue. So I'll bring you in, Bol. Don't go away. I'm calling you now, Brother Otau. I don't know if I said your name right. I believe I said it right.
That is correct. Yeah. Let me situate myself here.
Okay.
We get caught up with the bad weather this morning. So I'm trying to.
And it's already getting
get
dark where you are already.
We have not gone out since in the morning. Snow was raining. Falling in last night.
That's crazy.
Brother Jongkor, is that how you pronounce your name?
Yeah, of course, you are South Sudanese. You should pronounce every South Sudanese name right. Like I say, Otau, right?
Yeah, Otau is easy to pronounce.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because your name is a compound name. It's two names, Jong and then Kor. There's two names.
Yes.
Almost two names, right?
Yeah, it sounds too simple. What they say
but
it's one name,
Yeah. Anyway, it is good to get use of time. It is good to be on your show. I have never participated, but when I saw what you the title for your show is very interesting for those of us. First, I'm not a politician. I'm just an average citizen South Sudanese who is also concerned about what is going on in our country. And we all has been trying to figure out what's in the world going on in the mind of South Sudanese, particular the politician. As many of you guests said, things have gone wrong right after, during the interim period within the SPLA elite, most of whom now become again one another. Why? When they started in 2005, people have passion, have love for themselves, for the country, and for what they're doing, for the state we're trying to establish, and the society we try to create for ourselves as South Sudanese. All of them have that aspiration in the heart of all of us, even the one that is here in the United States. If you could remember, I don't know where were you when during the time of the referendum in 2011. I mean 2009, even 2010, yeah. We drove from where I live to a place about 4 hours.
Well, that's good. I drove 16 hours because I live in Salt Lake City, but I have to go to Phoenix, and it was in snowy time.
Yeah,
16 hours driving.
So, yeah, so that shows you all of us has really hope and dream that we have to do everything in our best. Even if we are not in South Sudan, we drove with our children or wife in a place in order to cast the vote so that we can achieve a 97% of the vote, which we did. You know, it was not just only people in South Sudan, even people in diaspora did do their part. Now to see our country turn into an ethnic society, you know, sectarian, you know, in a way that tribe run after each other tribe through, you know, what happened of that aspiration that our people have? When we were in Khartoum last time, kan Junubi inta bichakal fi Mata ma Jalaba. Ana lujay hana min Anyuago, min Shulugo, min Nuero, min Bari. Ana bukush fi faida lana shunu achaniti Junubi. Lakin why now are we hating ourselves? After Nehna, we get our independence from Ajalaba. Based on your question, Gibella, you said, Al-Assassin, why are we supporting a leader or corrupt leader? And the problem is SPLA, the party that brought the independence with the support of people of South Sudan, actually has brought the sentiment of politics bita Gabila, the politic of tribe, was introduced to our people. Look at our community. If you go back before SPLA came in 2005, there was you know, there was a love between the community. There was a relation, good relation, intermarriage. You know, people are sharing. You know, Nuer Denka Chuluga Nyak Murle or whatever na Equatorial nas Kerkaka, you know, Manat Burinak. People used to be mingling with one another. Okay? Now that favorite has been destroyed by the SPLA. And that's the concern of any South Sudanese. How are we going to take back so that our people can live in harmony? That's the challenge now. The politicians did what they did. But I believe the people of South Sudan, including yourself and myself, has an obligation to save this country. How do we save it? We have to change the mindset that has been brought by the SPLA, dividing people between the ethnic line or clan, even a clan within the tribe. You know, so I think that the tech that you are starting now, and others who are doing it in social media, let us educate ourselves. Let us know each other. First of all, we have to know each other. لأنه لو ما في احترام لبعض هنا we cannot listen. I cannot listen what you have to say, and you cannot listen what I have to say. So let us unite on that point. يا جماعة, the SPLA leader did what they did, and that past is not going to take our country anywhere. So what do we need now as a mass of South Sudanese on a various ethnic group is to come together with an idea that that type of politics that has been dividing the community against Khartoum, by the way.
The internet is cutting off so bad, Brother Otto. Yeah, I apologize. You know, the internet was so bad, so I might bring you back, you know, Brother Otto. Let me go ahead here and see if Brother Ball, Guy Ball is available. But yes, you're right. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Brother Guy, how are you?
Jongkor, I'm doing well.
Very good. Welcome aboard, brother.
Yeah,
and
no
you
problem.
are aware of the topic already, right?
Yeah, topic seem to be talking about Paul Malonga one.
Not only Paul Malonga one, why do we support morally corrupted leaders in our country? And we know that they are doing wrong and they are not, they don't care about the people. But yet we're still continuing doing the same. It can apply to people of Madingauli, can apply to people of Jonglei, can apply to people of Equatoria, you know, to all. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, I
Your
think
insight.
it's a good thing. You know, most people they just realize after the war, after the event of 2013, and also some people they just realize after the incident for Malonga one versus Salva-Kiir. I can tell you, my friend, I'm a rebel in 2010. I don't like the system during referendum period. I don't like the system, the establishment of the system. I'm a rebel at the time in 2010, in May. That's why I'm a rebel at the time before independence, because I knew these people. They are not going to do anything. They will not even establish a system for the South. That's why we are in this political mess. The both warring party, all of them, they are member element of SPLM. They are all corrupted tribalists. They are not working for us. They are working for themselves. They use us to support their corrupt regime. As we see something now, some people they realize now there is no system, and then people asking themselves, what is the solution for South Sudan? My friend, like I said earlier, I'm a rebel, and those of Dr. Mashar, they just join me. I'm the former chairman of the White Army, and I fought this system very, 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 very hard. I'm still fighting this system because what we are missing, the problem of South Sudan is SPLM and its leader. Period. All of them, they need to go. Particularly, Salva-Kiir is the root of all this political mess in South Sudan. Salva-Kiir is an handpicked by SPLM party after the death of Dr. Jongkor. We never elect him into the office. Never. Some people, they talk blindly that 2010 there is an election in South Sudan. This is a false. We never had an election in South Sudan until then.
It was an autonomy. It was an autonomy.
2010 election is I mean 2010 election for Sudan. We are not part of the election of Sudan.
We were not an independent nation, yes.
Yeah. So I don't know why people are wasting their time that Salva Kiir was elected by the people of South Sudan. We never held any election until then. So he was appointed by political bureau. That's why he's the chairperson or the president of SPLM. That's what I call it. So, my friend, right now we are in our ugly image in South Sudan, created by Salva Kiir and his associate. So, the only problem and the twin problem in South Sudan, we need to make sure that the root cause of all evil is Salva Kiir, because Salva Kiir is an illiterate dictator. Is handpicked by SPLM, and the SPLM party, they try to push that as a president of South Sudan. I never call him a president. He's not a president, but when people used to saying that he's a president, it's up to you guys. So right now, Malong out, as Machar out, and then a lot of people is out. Right now, few member of Mayol community, that are supporter of Paul Malong are being hand down across South Sudan because they are supporting Malonga one member of Mayol community. Some of them they lost their life, and some of them they run into a refugee camp or go to a UN camp in Juba because they are element of Paul Malonga one. I think Salva Kiir is using Paul Malonga one during the war, and right now when Paul Malong is disagree with him, and he call him he's a bad person. So he's a good man after the war when he's used to be a John Chiba army chief against the rebel, that he will catch Dr. Machar within a few days, and finally he failed to do so. So right now they disagree in politics because he's not using what the interest of Salva Kiir, and then they can kick him out. I think the problem of South Sudan is Salva Kiir. We need to unite our forces, Paul Malong included, to wage war against Salva Kiir from out of Juba. And then if you are talking, we are very serious about the future of South Sudan. Salva Kiir is not a fit person to govern South Sudan. He's an illiterate, he's a dictator, an illiterate dictator. Simple case. So look at how he's governed South Sudan. He appointed the county commissioner, a governor, a member of parliament, and then you call it a democracy system? This is the definition of dictatorship. When you appoint a county commissioner, a governor, a member of parliament, you are a dictator. You are like Salva Kiir. You are like Uganda. So Salva Kiir is a dictator. I think to unite South Sudanese political forces, we need to unite and wage a guerrilla warfare against Salva Kiir and his associates in Juba, so that we should have a dream and future for United South Sudan for all tribes.
Brother Guy, thank you so much for your perspective. I can agree with you with some point that South Sudan has been going in the wrong direction. I can agree with you that we were not a country when Salva Kiir, when the election was held, we were part of Sudan. And I call that was an autonomy, Southern Sudan, with the ERN, Southern. It's not South Sudan. We call it the South Sudan here was an article because it became independent nation. So that was not an election, of course. But at the end of the day, yeah, political bureau sat down, they bring him in and he became in charge of affair of South Sudan, recognized by international community. The only thing that here, I will not agree. Since I started this show, actually, I don't want, the bloodshed in South Sudan. I disagree with what happened in 2013. The innocent life should not be, taken because it was really, really totally wrong. But to wage another war, and we are already in deep. People are dying, crossing border. How many people in refugee camp? How many people in camp in Juba, in Malakal, in all these, cities in South Sudan? It's a mess. So, and that's why here we need a positive change. We need a positive change. Now, though, they are going to have a peace negotiation again in Addis Ababa. We are hoping, with crossing fingers, that they will agree upon system, because actually when people go there and negotiate the power sharing and they forgot about the system, Later, they're going to collide. They're going to have another problem. You know, it's very important that they agree the system. They have system, because the system is the one that will bring people in, and people will implement the system. That's what I want. But to wage another war, that will be really another disaster in South Sudan, and South Sudanese have been suffering for so long. And that's why I'm calling, you know, upon people of South Sudan. I've been saying this all the time, and I focus with intellectual from Northern Barkazal. Why are we supporting people who are morally bankrupt? Why are we doing that? We can have something better. If this effort in Addis Ababa failed, the international community, by the way, have their own say, you know. And citizens of South Sudan, that's their opportunity too, to do an uprising, because this thing has been going on for so long, and we are the one that paying price. Since 2005, have you heard any politician died? No. And if you watched me a little earlier, I was giving an example of a game, you know, of national team that playing. So the players are always should listen to their what? To their coach. And their coach also has to meet the requirement so they can lead the team to win. But if the team is not, and the coach is not doing what it's doing, they are causing problem. And all the cheerleaders, whatever, you know, the fan are shouting on them so they can win. And they are causing distraction. The fan can die. So this fan, they need to rethink, right? They need to rethink. Is this team fit? Is that head of the coach is fit to lead that nation, to lead that team so we can win? Because when we break away from the North, we have only three things in our mind: justice, liberty, prosperity. These are the things. Marginalization. So we can have a country that we are all equal, a country that I will not feel like a third-class citizen. So that's what it is. That's what the purpose of the war. So the idea is that we should wage the war. I disagree with that, brother. So I will give you the last word, and then I will go to the next person.
Yeah, thank you. So I think I will make it quick, and because we have a lot of viewers that want to add their opinion. My friend, brother, we are not in the middle of civil war. We are in the middle of it. We are at war. We are not in the middle of civil war. We are in the middle of civil war, and we have a lot of people in refugee camp because due to civil war. In Juba, there's more than two sets of refugee camp in Juba. Since 2013, they're still there. We have lost a lot of life because the war is still on even now as you speak. In Upper Nile region, in Berhagadal region, in Equatoria. I think, let us say, it is because those who are supporting Mr. Paul Malong, former Paul Malong Awan, they say like this. They are now in the billing of civil war because they want to join the rebellion. But for us, we, the member of Mayol, we are at war. Even right now, as we speak, there is a fighting in any corner. So for those who are just supporting Malong Awan, and you try to find a peaceful solution to go back to self-care, it is absolutely up to you. If you want to go back and make a concoction, like Denka said, goes, completely up to you. Now, Salva-Kiir have sent a lot of advisors, most of them, 100% the Dinka community. They were sent to Nairobi to convince Paul Malong not to join the rebellion. And then we have read a precondition said by Paul Malong Awan that for any further talk, so this is my precondition, accept it or disagree with it. I don't know if Malong going to be like get rid of his precondition and accept the Young Council of Elder. I don't know yet. So this is absolutely for people who just try to offer a rebellion or they want to join us. So up to you guys. But if you're a member of our will community, you see the masses and I think the killing among the William community member around South Sudan military barrack. So I think this is for you, absolutely for people who support for Malong Awan. But South Sudan is already in civil war. People have lost their life. So final word for me, my brother, this country, it belongs to all of us. All these political messes were caused by Salva-Kiir. there is no peaceful solution when you are dealing with a illiterate dictator. So you cannot make a peace with dictator. Dictator always, the only solution to get rid of dictator is a military solution. You cannot change dictators through peaceful solution. So the problem of South Sudan is not because Formalonga won or Yang Machar or Lemakol or all the G10. The problem of South Sudan is Salva-Kiir because he's not the right person for the country. Is not fit to lead because he was elected by Politburo. He was, I think, appointed by Politburo because they tried to make it that way so that he can govern for life because he's a dictator. So I can tell you, I support the way Paul Malong is doing because there is no permanent friend in politics and there is no permanent friend enemy in politics. We can join rebellion together, and what is very important is how to preserve South Sudan, which means we need to get rid of Salva-Kiir. Is our divider, our corrupt leader, our tribal leader is the one who divide and create a lot of tribalism across South Sudan. Let's unite and fight. And those who are from our will, the only solution you can be a hero, just create a rebellion, join SPLMIO. Let's kick out Salva-Kiir out of South Sudan. And then we will establish a realistic South Sudan for all South Sudanese state for tribe. Thank you.
Thank you, Guy, and I really appreciate, you said a lot of very good words, but I still disagree though with the war because that's the way I am. I don't want war because we should be in peace, and I've been advocating here over and over again because war. Look, in 2005, our fight with the North for the last 21 years, we didn't win militarily. So there was a pressure from international community with our fight, and then we reached peace agreement, Machakos in 2004, in 2003, and finalized in 2005. So the idea that we need to do it, by force, is not going to leave a good reputation because anything that done peacefully is better than anything done, by excessive forces. That's not just only giving you that example. There's so many things happen. Angola used to be in the longest, a civil war. At the end of the day, they signed peace agreement. Now Angola is the most prosperous country in Africa. They are moving, So what I'm suggesting here, we hope they are listening. Juba regime is listening. Every other parties are listening, to the cries and talk and advocates of South Sudanese all over the world. And then they should give the priority to the peace process that's going to take place either the end of this month or the beginning of next month in Addis Ababa. That's what we want to see because people have suffered enough, and enough is enough. Okay, so we need peace to prevail. We want them to negotiate the system because when we have the system in place, okay, and then the thing will be fine. Then they can go for election. But right now, I don't think so. Election, it can take place. But I believe in a peaceful solution, not in a war. Because if we are in war, antagonism and bitterness is going to still remain. Okay, so let me go ahead here and see what brother has requested so I can bring them in. Yeah, I do see that he said precondition. So I want to give another opportunity here. I'm kind of, I'm start getting tired because we start for quite a bit longer. So brother requested me again, so I can give you an opportunity to make your comment. Because the first segment took almost 4 hours, and this is the second segment. So, what about? I'm gonna go ahead and try. Oh, the phone is not. I really want to hear from you, Nyantiling. Nyantiling, if you can hear me, would you request me? If you're doing something else, that's fine. If you are busy doing other things, that's fine. But we want you, to come on. And also, I tried to call you, Makiat, a little earlier, and it didn't go through. Let me see here if you are available now. Oh, so yeah, your camera doesn't accept. It means that you're declining. Let me go ahead and see here who is else. I don't know what happened to my friend Edward today. You don't want to talk, Edward? What's going on? So no one is interested now to make some comment before I go. Okay, I see two people here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you in, Chol. And I'm calling you, Chol. Please go ahead and answer. It looked like Chol is not answering. So let me go ahead and find someone else here who requested me. I know Maket is already, because last show I exchanged some word with you and you said that I'm not inviting. But now I'm trying to invite you, Maket, but you're not answering. So anyone from Juba? Everybody's sleeping now. Is anyone from Juba can jump in? Because I want to hear from you actually. Okay? No one from Juba, huh? And also I wanted to remind you tomorrow, Edward Andrew is going to have a show as well. So we are at the same, advocating is the same thing. So please, if you have an opportunity tomorrow, tune in so you can watch Edward Andrew. Yeah, I need somebody from Juba. if we have someone from Juba, it would be so great. Michael, let me see here. Michael, what happened? Michael Lado, what happened to your phone? I'm trying to call you, brother. I just saw it now. Can you turn on the camera so they can go through to call you? I think these people are working. Okay. Okay. Well, some people believe, they wanted to do it through violence, but this is the way I am. I don't want to see South Sudanese dying. The South Sudanese, they have died. Many of them died enough. So I don't advocate for violence. I want, I want peace to prevail in South Sudan in its peaceful manner. So I know I hear you. I hear you very well, Brother John Uyal. I hear you very well. But we tried. You know how long we've been fighting now, and people have been dying, for so long. So, hello.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Solomon, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm doing great, brother.
What do you?
Welcome aboard.
What is the program today?
So you don't know what we're talking about?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know.
Oh, I thought you read what we're talking about. Today we are focusing our effort, actually, why are why are we supporting people, who are morally bankrupt, people who just serve their own interests? Why are we supporting them? Just to remind you with that topic.
Where do
So
you
you're
live?
inside. Hmm?
Where do you live?
Do you understand my point?
Okay, sorry.
So did you understand what I said? I'm sorry. Unfortunately, it dropped out. It seemed like brother is not aware of what we're talking about today. It's okay. It can happen sometimes. So I see that he's saying these are preconditions that Mr. Deposed King Malong have set up. Okay, unfortunately, I have to go ahead for you, brother, because I've seen here. Go ahead and answer that.
Hello, John.
Hey, how are you, brother? Malaysia, Lanu, for some reason, internet, somebody called me a little earlier. That's why I disrupt everything. Everybody was here, but when they disrupt it, and then people drop out. But anyway, it's okay. So you wanted to make some extra point. That's why I brought you in again, Ujala.
Okay, all right, yeah. He said, yeah, Hussein Mufrud Kaneji, Shan, Uzol Garinak fi Sudan.
Maybe he's sleeping now.
Grib ma Junub, yeah, Talgao.
Yeah.
Come on, fi Okurna, Bugulushino, Amel, Ana Shabinak, Anamar, Fat wala Cape.
Well,
I just the she was there, John. Chala Nagulinu, ma deri no violent. Al nas gadi ni mudu. So loguna inu dero violent nas lisa ba mudu. Fa aja lupi ita lo shil taja ze malong lo shal taja beta. Malong ma yansa inu igul ana precondition betaide. If those preconditions I've seen here are true inu malong propose them. Uma ishi lajere ka anu de aja basit. Anina junubin benarfinu bana kwes. Alla ada betana wala bugulu shunu tabiya betana da tabiya beta jalaba ma indina tabiya betana o tabiya beta jalaba ile tinta amina ku galu jalaba na mani tala save mush ma barja hotel ile yakta ragaptak be fa Malong knows well he should not risk his ajade igul ajade bas de kalam the group beta concourse al mashi fi Nairobi de. Yeah, those people I respect ajade Francis Madingde with the rest that are involved. But
yes.
Real is it real? Inu yaki ya jamana dashan Malong denga ya unas bamshi wara. What difference does it make? So this kere nasa al napusna beda al duala de belong to who? Why do we concern only low as immediate family but then I react? Things are not good. So kere al mishila with a junub kulu lisa for J1 lo ma parta gutat kulu kan fi aje je shamer bugul yom da gal chunu gal Sudan bu ngai Sudan wel pinyaban ku ben yik min did ala belade lo ma parta gutani ya shani banawtani ma bu kun kwes shala mushena na mulu shunu ula shala de kor de gul rubuna de ma jib chakala lisa ma buase la lela lekin ba chur asa gari nikele magde I read something gavel galu $100 become 21,000 Southern Sudanese pound. Shibda Italo can be bumsick $50. Manari you might be getting like 10,000 Southern Sudanese pound, of which if you use that money to go to the market, you will end up bringing nothing to your kids. So the situation is real, and the challenge are real. So people don't just need to make it up and say, "Ulai fulani amal, fulani amal." Nas Malong lo betao bas unu kalasu zalan o shabinu nas al Jamal Khan associate betao duru ashanu. You need to be open up. Dana tur jong yom da go gal kalam betao. Ya jamana ana zalan ana ma barja inak lo rejet baktulni bed betai kulu dugunas piu ushala jat bed beta Malong navu. Okay, Mortaba is point galata be Cyril nas nam fiu ya John. Mortaba zol nam pogo be zaman. Ma martu ita tamchi tishilu tamchi num pogo ga de shunu fiu. Fadia mafi Yala as a nas concord group the much resolute malong tani. Ita malong mata za. Uman kalam shunu could listen my father for Jiba. Uman sal say the nas munu albumchi. Ipatek bed nas bed malong de. For whether Marquez, whether Mamuchaja, yani it's a confusing situation. But like I said, the simple thing, Alinkun Bugulule leaders, but the Junub, unas rebel, is to tell them, ya jamana, itum lo derinu salam. Abda wenak for Jiba. Itum brakum, anasal garin indum masikinu Jiba de, yamul security fogu, Jibu yalkum. Lima yazole na kashan bad kira nina nazu chala de nasi maulai salfakir de, bed bataw fiyata plan. Salfakir de yal bataw bomchi fi school plan. Madrasa de banaw bu bed kida. Malonga wan yal bataw bomchi fi school. Lo simi now Salfakir yal ugad fi Australia. Al ditor bata jana bataw fi Kenya. Al ditor bata jana bataw fi Australia. Usas bata jana bataw kida. Ya jamana nas de duwala wala de kalam fare. For Anabas, I hate to repeat myself. Lekin ajad bigger besit. So then I'm barakida nijib daw bata jana bata. Hey, I'm going to get this.
No, it's okay. I will let you go, brother. Yeah, thank you for tuning in again. Yeah,
but my brother John, the only confusion that we should not, the mistake al nas ma yimkun yamulu, manugul derinu peaceful change, mabe peaceful change pe junub. Ita John ana uita gari nikilim de ashana na bara. Uita biaru bukwes. Pindena shabab fado ini. Nazel ya amal nufusum galum ya unknown gunmen. Zol mashi na ubiga kalas ya gadi aktul finas. Albugula asam betanas ya alu nazmunu. Madel shabab del. Tagale kir biaru vita. Kir biaru bana. Denasal derin ya kulu del ya indum ajar zere. Fa shial fi bas anina. Namul advocate straight al ajal gad fi junub the system kulu yaw bugeru al nasal garin fog de lo ma fado atelo gulur yang mashar jay shir resa lela wala to masiriro wala ma kol wala munu shar resa lela lisa fi mashakil yimkun res ba go de nak udel lisa baktul finas udel arfinu wad oman gadin ni fi East Africa warin fare ni wad ma intamin madrasa betaw mashi nak mashi nablew gurush uga mashi dakal fi university na shala lusuro bitaw kulu buga gadin murta ma wasa mashi lew waraaw kire da madishu bugulu de falan fa is hard finas kaman ita biyar bugulu shinu shula bita babanuze wala bita Khartoum al bugulu Iraq hotel mush because I heard something about this group
Iraq hotel
bugulu shinu
Arag Hotel. Actually, those. I want to tell you something.
You tell me about it. Can I say something? I need to ask you.
Yeah, because you brought that point up. I want to emphasize on it too because.
Go ahead.
Arag Hotel group del. Denas fi Khartoum fi 90s. Biya god bimshi fi fundu kabir isma Arag Hotel fi Khartoum fi downtown. So
okay.
So most of them, some of them are good, but most of them, they do forgery. You know, they write bad checks. Okay?
Okay.
Bima fi matanywa gateng. Okay. I'm telling you the truth. So these people, they used to do a forgery there at Arag Hotel, is downtown. When you go to with one nasu, biamul mudarabat, tijari haji kita. Actually is none by forging checks. That's what he used to do in 90s in Khartoum. Okay?
Wow.
So some of them, now they are in government of South Sudan, and the way that they exit the country, if you are following me, when he exit Sudan, he was wanted, actually, he was wanted, you know? He was wanted because he committed some crime. He did a lot of check forgery. And the most dangerous thing and really very sad situation that he did, okay? He borrowed money from Marab Tamarisa. He borrowed money from a woman that he used to make an alcohol so she can feed her own children, okay? And this woman, by the way, she's here in US. She's here in US now, okay?
Wow.
He's in US. So he borrowed the money. He told that woman, hey, I'm going to go to Egypt. Just give me, like 2,000 South Sudanese pound that time. And then the woman trusted him. And he said, okay, please return it back next Thursday because the school is going to be on and I want to buy a uniform for my children. Are you okay with Lon? Because you are moving around.
Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead. I need to get this. I'm okay. I will just be driving, but I will keep listening.
Yeah, so the woman told him that, please, I want you to return this money next Thursday because the school is going to be on and I want to buy uniform on Friday. So on Monday, my kids, when they go to school, they have uniform. Okay? And he said, no, I'm going to bring the money back. So the woman handed money, 2,000 Sudanese pound. That actually was around 1997, 1996. So he took the money and he bought a ticket, train ticket, and he went from Khartoum to the border of Egypt, Halfa.
Wow.
He bought ticket, and then from there, he took a ship and he went to Cairo, Egypt. Right? And he was seeking an opportunity so he can get the refugee status somewhere. He can exit the country. So after he went to Egypt, actually, he was not lucky. He didn't get an opportunity with the UNHCR, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. So he hung out in Egypt there for quite a bit. Luckily, the widow of late General William Nguyen Bany, she came from London because she was London, the youngest wife. She's from Mayol, by the way, the youngest wife of William Nguyen. Okay? So she came to Cairo that time. And then at times, because he talked a lot and all this, and you know that there is a system, something called that a lawot in Tomonja, So he tried his way out with that woman, and that woman said, okay, well, they hang out, and she was able, to do the process and took him to UK. That's how Aten got to UK. So from forging checks and took the money from the woman that used to make an alcohol to feed her children. He said he borrowed the money, but he ran away with the money, and he came to Cairo. He got connected with the widow of late General William Nguyen Bany, and he went to London. That's how it is. And he stayed there, did some courses, and he was actually very critical about President Kiir. He used to write in the newspaper every day, It was so critical about President Kiir. Okay? When peace agreement came, then he came back to South Sudan. And he went to Juba. And he still used to write an article every single day on the newspaper called Citizen in Juba. All right? So Kiir, when he got tired of him, criticizing him every day, he got him and he appointed him. That's how he got to the power. See? I know about these people very, very well. Those of Aragoten, I know them. I was a little boy in Khartoum and I know about these people, what they do exactly.
Now, if Atanywe was one of them, do you think Atany might have bring a lot of them into the system after he was employed to be
I don't know about that.
President aide?
I don't know about that, but I know people. I know some people who were in Khartoum. I even know the Karen, what do you call the local government, whatever, advisor. He used to be in Khartoum, and he was actually a share of South Sudan Muslim community, within the NCP, Mu'tamar Watani. This guy actually, he went back to South Sudan, and he was appointed to become a governor of Warab that time, when everything was new. And I remember his story when they handed, Quran, so he can swear based on the Quran because he was a Muslim, but he denied it. He said, no, don't give me Bible. And everybody told him that, hey, we know your color, we know you are a Muslim and you've been there. So why are you making argument? Just go ahead and take oath, and we will talk later. So he took oath. He was a Khartoumian guy who really, really was into Mu'tamar Watani, which is NCP in Khartoum, and now he's the masterminded, around President Kiir. So these people, they just look for their own interests. And that's why I came up with this topic today. Why do we support them? Why do we support people who are morally low, are morally corrupt? So that's what it is. That's how they got in the system, brother.
Wow.
So if you finish your thought, I'm going to go ahead and get this guy because there is one guy here requested me as well. So I should bring him.
Brother. Hey, yeah. you know, next time if you have a chance, would you bring it up? Because it seems like Southern Sudan has a lot of group. There's this what is it? Yeah, JEC, and then you also have the Arag Hotel group, and then you have this SPLM that is split into so many sections. And then maybe you have the NPC group there. I'm not sure what relationship these people have with the NPC or NIF. You know,
it
all
become
these
more
groups.
group now. It become more individuals because some NCP, they don't get nothing. You know, some NCP now in Juba, some of them have been kicked out of the system. So I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna bring this brother in, sister in, and
thank you. I will be hanging around.
Thank you for your thought.
All right, thanks.
Okay. So let me try this. I really, really want to try this.
Baba.
Yes.
I'm gonna follow all of these clothes.
Okay. So I want to give one more chance here because I'm getting tired and. Can you do that, sister, again? Because I don't see here where you are. Okay, let's go. Here we go.
Hello. Yeah, Kid John.
Listen to my dad. Did you watch it?
Ana majana ku rais ta Junub Sudan, the next president. That's why ana madero washi.
Look, if you stand for the truth, you should not hide your face. But anyway, it's not my point today. Just go ahead, and make your point.
The reason actually Shanial Jambi 24-hour ana made face bitam the video,
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, sorry. Let us go back to topic to Arab Hotel. But that's what I want to say. كل ده شلهم درماني عم بنعرفوا تعريفهم كويس الحرامين حسي شغالين مع الحكومة. ناس ده actually في منهم بين ناس بونا ملوال ذاته كان في تيت أراب هوتيل هناك زمن يكون سخن معهم الحكومة بتاع ما هنا بدأ من بشير الكلام ده بدأ من بشير أراب هوتيل ده. So ناس دينا من يطلع بدأ ما لاقين شغل. نعم.
بدأ من زمن صادق actually.
يا ده ما كان صادق ما عنده موضوع صادق بس بيدروش في جنوبين ما عنده موضوع
في زمن صادق كان يجي تنسيق كان بيجي تنسيق بتاع تنسيق الجنوب
انا ما فاكره زمن ده انا لسه شويه صغير بدا بشير ده لما نمشي في هم بيقعدوا في ابو جنزير فاكر ابو جنزير اخر بيجا قالوا داون تاون ده
هم كان بيقعدوا في السوق الفرنجي والسوق الفرنجي طبعا الان كارتوم is two عندك سوق الفرنجي والسوق العربي
درنا احسب لك 3 ميل ده هم بيقعدوا تيد عرب هوتيل هم بيقعدوا ميل كان بسوق الفرنجي اللي بيقول لها خرطوم بالليل ولا نجوم بالليل لو فاكر
yes you got it you got it
ده المهلاد اللي بقروا جرايد وكله الفيو حرامي والفيو النسابين إبن كان يعني في زمن تأشيرة كان صعب الناس ماشيين مصر تدي 200,000 جنيه دينار 200,000 دينار عشان يدوك تذكرة تدوك فيزا وحاجات زي يعني شلنا ده كلها حسب في حكومة مرات لما نمشي شفت تي في دا جنوب السودان هاي ده ما النسابين ديل الناس بيجا عشان كده عندنا مشكلة لأنه هم أصلا إجرامهم ده بدأ من زمن الفقر حاجة ده بيجا خلاص كرونينج في الدم لابد أن ينهبوا أموال جنوب السودان ولازم يطبوا راس ده بدأ عشان هم يقدر يعيشوا زي حياتهم ما بتقولوا حقائق عن أنفسهم الله يرحم رابو تيل anyway. أنا أخليك جون بس حتى وراه هوتيل ده أنا ماشي نكتب عنه.
Okay. Yeah, okay, no problem. Well, it looked like, yeah, thank you, Matilda. اسم بتاعك جديد أنا ما فاهم كويس.
والله يخليك ساعة يا عم.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, it looked like I'm getting tired, and thank you for everybody who tuned in today and watched the show. It was really good, you know, to get your interaction and get your perspective. إلى أن نلتقي إن شاء الله في الأسبوع القادم. Keep fighting, keep, you know, advocating for the truth, because truth will prevail at the end of the day. We hope that peace will prevail and South Sudanese can enjoy the peace to become like the rest of the world. We have suffered, ya Jamal. We have been this in so long. I know that. I just did show today. I was hoping that a lot of intellectual from Awil will come on board. Some came in, but actually there's a lot of them. They were hiding. They didn't even want to show up. They don't want to come here because I'm going to challenge them. Why are they supporting, you know, people with don't have moral, you know, don't have moral standard, people who are really causing a collide to make us fight and make South Sudanese suffer for so long. What does that mean? And I hope next time, you know, we will get those people so we can challenge and have interaction together. Peace is our aim. Thank you so much for joining. I will leave you with Abu Arkad Bakhit with the song Al-Mas'uliyah. This is actually my favorite responsibility. So important.
والحدود الفاصلة هي يبقى عندنا مسؤولية، يبقى عندنا مسؤولية، يبقى عندنا مسؤولية. اسمعوا مني الوصية، نحن لازم نبني نعمل، لازم نبني نعمل، نحن لازم نبني نعمل، لازم نبني نعمل، والعمل في حد ذاته للي بشعر مسؤولية، مسؤولية، مسؤولية. اسمعوا مني الوصية، نحن لازم نبني نعمل، لازم نبني نعمل، نحن لازم نبني نعمل، لازم نبني نعمل، والعمل في حد ذاته للي بشعر مسؤولية، مسؤولية، مسؤولية. الكلام الداير اقول وعلينا يا العز والقيم نحفظ مكانه، نعلي رايات الحقيقة اللي احنا لنا نموت عشانها، نجيك مع الأحرار نساني بحياتنا وبدمانا، نعلي رايات الحقيقة اللي احنا لنا نموت عشانها، نجيك مع الأحرار نساني بحياتنا وبدمانا، واللي مقصون الوصية يبقى خان المسؤولية، المسؤولية المسؤولية. أي زهرة جميلة ذابلة انتم مسؤولين تجاهها، وأي شمع الريح طفاها كونوا أنفاس وضياها، أي زهرة جميلة ذابلة انتم مسؤولين تجاهها، وأي شمع الريح طفاها كونوا أنفاس وضياها، كل زول بيحمل رسالة أمينة صادقة بعيد مداها، يعرف التاريخ بيحسب كل خطواته المشاها، كل زول بيحمل رسالة أمينة صادقة بعيد مداها، يعرف التاريخ بيحسب كل خطواته المشاها، والحدود الفاصلة هي يبقى عندنا مسؤولية، المسؤولية المسؤولية. حب بلادك، حب بلادك، حب عيون أطفالك الحلوين وأعمل، وحب بلادك، حب بلادك، حب عيون أطفالك الحلوين وأعمل، يغمر الكون بشروقه للبعيد أفراحه توصل، ونسمة الحرية منه للبلاد الطيبة ترحل، يغمر الكون بشروقه للبعيد أفراحه توصل، ونسمة الحرية منه للبلاد الطيبة ترحل، لشعوب حرة وأبية رفع راية المسؤولية، المسؤولية المسؤولية. اسمعوا مني الوصية، اسمعوا مني الوصية، نحن لازم نبني نعمل، لازم نبني نعمل احنا لازم نبني نعمل لازم نبني نعمل والعمل في حد ذاته للي بشعر مسؤولية 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 المسؤولية 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 المسؤولية
شكرا جزيلا يا إخوة الأعزاء. يا كنتم معنا في برنامج Concerned Citizen of South Sudan here. معلش brother Michael, I tried but it didn't go through and we came to the conclusion tonight إلا نلتقيكم يا جماعة في حلقات جاية إن شاء الله يوم السبت ولا يوم الجمعة. Good night from me. May God bless you. May God bless our beloved country of South Sudan. Thank you.